Hello and welcome to another Friday night, the Mackem Football Show here on YouTube. If you want to get involved in your listening on a podcast, just find us on YouTube. It will be linked in the About section of the podcast. Today we have a couple of guests. We have DJ, we have Jacob, and we have Paul, again from RWA Productions. Welcome along. Nathan Key in the chat already, thank you, saying we need to beat Borough, the scum, 2-1 to get back into the table. We'll go into Borough in a bit, but first up, I want to talk about our previous match. But before that, hello DJ, hello Paul, hello Jacob.
Hello.
Good afternoon. Hello. Yeah. I'll ask the initial question. What's your thoughts about our Swansea game?
I think before the red card, we were the better team. We were on top of Swansea, but the red card cost us the game. To be fair, and referee was shit.
So you're blaming it on the card and the referee. Paul, what are you saying, mate?
Oh, as you know, I was actually at the game, so put it this way, during the game, I actually almost lost my voice. I was actually shouting my head off at Keith Stroud.
You're blaming it on the referee as well, then?
Oh yes, Andy's linesmen as well.
Yeah. I'll ask a question leading on to that in a bit, but I think there could be some potential there around us as a fan base being too intimidating against the referees. That might sway decisions against us. And DJ, what do you think, mate? What was your thoughts on the Swansea game?
I just think that the red card just totally changed the whole atmosphere, the whole complex of the game. It's difficult to try and put an analysis on it because it could have been a completely different outcome if it was 11 against 11, you know. So it's hard to really tell because it really wasn't the real. So West Brom have just gone 2 and it looked like no, it's offside.
Yeah.
It's just hard to tell because it wasn't really a fair encounter as far as I'm concerned. I do think there would have been there for the take, and down to 10 men. We did score and we're brought back on level terms. I didn't think Swansea really offered that much, to be quite honest with you. They were playing for the majority of that match with an extra man. I'm not going to harp on and blame refs and things like that. It was a stupid challenge by 09. Fair enough, there's been a penalty against Diallo and stuff, but it's just one of those things. Just write it off.
I think we have got to write off the game and chalk it up to it being one of those banana peels. I think somebody mentioned in the watch along stream about Swansea being one of those teams we never seem to get anything from. But I do think there is a lot behind blaming the referee on that because yes, the red card was definitely a red card for Luke O'Nien. There's no contest about it. Any Sunderland fan that's saying, I don't know, both his feet were off the ground. He lunged at it. He was out of control. He absolutely snapped the players in. He could have snapped the player's leg. It could have ended his career. It was that rash of a challenge. It was definitely a red card. And Luke O'Nien's come out with a statement on, I think it was Instagram, not Twitter this time. Basically apologising for his actions, costing the team 3 points, all of that, what you'd expect from him.
Lippy Series just said on my chat, I could see Sunderland still going down, never know what can happen, mate. Hopefully not.
I don't see, no.
There's no way we'll go down.
There's definitely more than 3 teams worse off than us, and we are, at least, I'm trying to think. We're 12 points clear of the relegation zone at Huddersfield right now. 4 games worse than their form.
Our side yet, do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I think relegation's completely off the cards now for us, unless we absolutely dip and roller coaster out of it. But yeah, for me, there is a tender hook of blame for that Swansea result on the match officiating. The Amad Diallo penalty decision, literally 10 seconds before that Luke O'Nien challenge, was not given. Why? That to me is so baffling. He breaks past him in the box, doesn't touch the ball, gets entirely the player's shin, and Amad goes down. It might look soft, but if we had VAR in the Championship, that would have been given as a penalty. I think the game would have stopped naturally at the point of the Luke O'Nien challenge, so he would have still getting the red card. But Amad Diallo, the game would have continued on from the penalty spot, not the free kick. Do you disagree with that, lads, or not?
It could have been a different outcome, but I mean, look. How many shitty decisions the referee is gonna impact Sunderland's Sunderland games? I mean, it's gone on and on and on, and it's still going on. That's why we need VAR in the Championship. Stop these clowns. That's
literally my question. Should we have it?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, we need it. The thing is, that penalty actually was in front of the referee as well.
Yeah. There was too many decisions I think this referee just ignored for Sunderland and gave in Swansea's favour. I don't think he has a bias towards Swansea. I think he would officiate any Swansea game going forward without any bias. If I think he comes into another Sunderland match, I think whoever we're playing against is probably going to take away all 3 points. I think it was that. It felt corrupt. And I don't usually throw that word around a lot, but
I do think genuinely the referees, for some, I know we keep saying this.
No, I think it's more this one, mate.
No, this one, yeah, but I do think some of the referees, it seems to have, they've got something against Sunderland because it always massively seems to go against us all the time.
Darren Bond, for example. Look at Darren Bond.
I don't think Darren Bond's corrupt. I just think he's a dick.
You're not like it. He's the 4th official on Sunday.
So there you go. Any decisions on Sunday that requires the 4th official, I don't know, substitutions, anything like that, he will be a dickhead to us, and I don't think there's going to be any real change around that for a while. Yeah, I'm just really frustrated. The goals for Swansea. What do you reckon of them then? The opener. You were there, Paul. You go first. What were your thoughts when that went in?
First goal for me, that was offside. That was actually in front of me because I was in the southwest corner.
Who was offside from that though?
I would say that their player was offside.
I'm not sure he was, but I had the benefit of television and footage. So you felt that was offside. I just think all 3 of their goals were messy as fuck. Our defenders were all over the floor. I like how Jacob and DJ are in the chat asking each other questions. Well, I know exactly what the question's gonna be.
To be or not to be.
To be or not to be. Yeah, I don't know. I just felt like defensively, going down to 10 men, we didn't make enough changes to solidify Luke O'Nien leaving the pitch. We come into half time. We've made one sub. That was Ballard it was Ballard on for. Do you remember? It was like the half an hour mark.
Ballard was already on the pitch actually. Danny Bath came on.
Bath, yeah, right, okay. So Ballard was off and Bath was on. So that to me is we're not changing anything other than going from a 4 at the back to 3 at the back. And I think 3 at the back. Roberts came off for Bath. So it looked like we were making some more defensively minded substitutions at the 22-minute mark after all that chaos had settled. But I think there should have been some subs at half time. I think when our mass number of subs came on, it was all too little too late. There you go, look, 3-1, Cooper, 70th minute. We make 4 subs 5 minutes later. Why are we not making them subs sooner? It made no sense to me. The energy levels required to keep this team in the game, we're going to depreciate a lot faster than Swansea. Thank you. Appreciate that. RWA saying, looking forward to having you on our channel on Tuesday. I'm looking forward to being on the production on the live stream. While I came on for Robert's bath, sorry. But yeah. It's I don't know. I'm really quite bitter about that game. I know we've lost in the past, and I generally get over them quite quickly. The Burnley one being quite an obvious one.
See a fair game, wouldn't you? Like to see 11 against 11, a proper contest to see who literally will come out on top. But you weren't able to do that on Saturday.
I think that sums it up, DJ. Thank you. That's essentially it. It just feels like I don't know, I've been slapped in the face with a cream pie.
If that was a match, you'd be wanting a rematch, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
To be honest with you, I said to Bowers after the game, if we stayed 11 men against 11 men, do you actually think we would have actually won them?
The way we were performing the first 20 minutes, we were on top of them, mate. The way we held out for the first half, I think we were the better team in that first half if we had 11 men throughout it. The pressure was just going to be too much. Once you've got a gap in your pitch and the opposition have got time to stop, rethink, and be repositioned to take advantage of it, it's naturally going to fall in the favour of the full squad. So, yeah. I think we could have. I don't know if it would have happened, though. We definitely could have, because even down to 10 men, we score a goal, right? That tells us they had vulnerabilities that we could have exploited.
You're a good side, Swansea, though. But
yeah.
They've got a really good record against Sunderland as well.
Yeah, I don't think we've beat them since like 2014. It's been nearly a decade since we've beat Swansea.
Why do you think that is, though? I mean, what do you think causes a bogey team? Is it to get something set in stone in the mind that causes that? Is it just the name Swansea because it's they were in the Premier League for quite a long time and potentially in the minds of the players, these are a big team? Are they afraid of them? Are they showing them too much respect? Must be something going on.
Good question. I'll let Jacob and Paul answer that one.
I'm not sure. We've had a few bogey teams over the years, like Burton Albion, Swansea. I don't know what it is. Is it? It's just I have no idea, to be honest.
Because they were in the Premier League for quite a long time, Swansea, weren't they?
Yeah, they were, and
man, I don't think bogey teams are a real thing. I think it's just the team on the day performed better. If we're using ex-Premier League teams, so much of this championship is full of teams that have been in the Premier League in the last decade. We can't use that as a barometer of this team has a good history, therefore we should be concerned. I think it's have we got a better starting 11 and better sub bench than the team that we're coming up against? If the answer's no, then a point is what we need to aim for or better. And if the answer is yes, we should be winning. So teams like Norwich, I think we should be drawing against because they have got likes of Pookie, who's Premier League quality. But the likes of Millwall and Luton, I think that we're on their level now.
Yeah, so actually.
So do you? Did you say sorry?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I don't know. I think once we get towards that top end of the table, where Watford are now, where West Brom have somehow miraculously came up to now, it's one of those things where until we get the recruitment right and the team gel, we should be hovering around the mid-table mark in the Championship. I'm sorry to any Sunderland fans that have higher ambitions than that. I have higher ambitions than that, but realistically, that's where I think we're at.
Yeah, that's why I think we'll finish as well, mid-table.
So,
Leicester's just waiting patiently.
You on the wacky backy? I don't think DJ's prediction for the upcoming match this weekend is that far off. you are going through your predictions in the chat, but for those of you that can't see it, Yorkshire, what was your prediction for this Middlesbrough game on Sunday?
2-2.
And what makes you think that?
I don't know. It's a tight game, and I don't think they'll completely smash us, but I don't think I don't think we'll win, but I don't think we'll lose either. I think it'll be just one of those tight games.
Do you think it'll be a 2-2? I don't know if you saw the games this weekend, but there was a 2-2 where Reading took the lead 2-0, home team 2-0 up at half time, and then the game ends 2-2. Do you think it'll be like that? Do you think because we're the home team, we'll have a really good first half, go 2-0 up, and then invite them on and try and defend that lead? Or do you think it's going to be one goal each, then back and forth?
Probably back and forth, one goal each, to be honest. But it wouldn't surprise me if the first option you said happened. Or it wouldn't even surprise me if Borough were 2-0 up at half time and we get a comeback. So
Yeah.
But it'd be your second thing.
Okay. And DJ said in the chat as well. What was your prediction, mate?
Sunderland 0, Middlesbrough 3.
And what's got you on that wavelength? Why?
I just think they're too strong of an outfit. They're going great guns at the moment. They're flying high, and I just think they'll have like a Burnley game sort of thing. I just think they've got too much for us.
Okay. Paul, what are you thinking prediction wise? You haven't put yours in there, but
1-1 for me.
A 1-1 score draw.
Fancy having a negative attitude like that. 1-1. Come on.
I mean, like, how dare we only get 1 point? Okay.
The reason I said 1-1, actually, Middlesbrough actually are in good form at the moment. Fair enough, they actually won Millwall 1-0 at the weekend.
Bookies have got them favourites.
Yeah, they will.
I mean, they have come on quite a bit. They've won 4 on the bounce of that, but it's. I think it's a team we can beat. I think it's going to be a slog. I'm going to go for just a 1-goal game. I'm going to go for Sunderland 1-0. I don't know. I just think the game is going to be very, very tight, and I think we'll probably snatch it. For me, ultimately, what I want to see from this game, even if it is a boring 0-0, I want to see more clean sheets from Sunderland. Defensively, now that we are without Luke 9 as that I'll play it anywhere you want me gaffer player, I think we might actually do better with dedicated defenders in defence. You've got to put Bailey Wright, you've got to put Danny Barth, you've got to put Ballard in the back, because that don't get me wrong, I really like Luke 9. I just think his natural position is not a centre back. He's just not.
Yeah, well, Tony Mowbray said today actually that Bailey Wright could actually feature. It depends on the scan actually. Yeah. Because I don't know if Bailey Wright's picked up an injury or something, but he's apparently had a scan today. But it depends on that. If he's okay, then he'll start.
Yeah, he had a slight pull from the World Cup training. He didn't do anything in a match to have an injury. He's just got a hamstring pull.
Hi Kenny, welcome to the chat, mate. How are you doing?
Welcome along, DJ. What are you thinking?
What, the prediction things?
Yeah, no, with our defender situation, I'm saying I want us to see a clean sheet from this match. I genuinely don't care if we don't score a goal as long as we keep a clean sheet in this Middlesbrough game. You're saying we're gonna leak 3 goals. Do you think not having Luke 9, a makeshift defender, and having dedicated defenders will be in our favour or not? Do you think Luke 9's that good and that much of a gap to bridge?
I don't know really. I mean, look, I know we're down to 10 men against Swansea, but it was slack defending for the goals. We're just it's got to be a lot better. We've got to be a lot tighter. Can't just rely on one man at the back. It's got to be a unit talking to each other at the back, closing the players down, making it more difficult.
Yeah.
Like that, we went through a period under Alex Neil where we're a really difficult team to break down. We need to get back to that at the minute, because at the end of the day, we're just sometimes getting the piss took out of us when a team's going forward. It's just so much time and space in the box. That needs to pack it in. That needs to stop.
Yeah. Let me just turn DJ up. I've just Robin said I can barely hear you. Can you just test that out quickly?
Yeah. If anybody's not heard again, I was just basically saying we need to tighten up massively at the back, because it's been too easy when teams have come forward. We've been poor at defending crosses and balls and set pieces coming in the box, and it just seems to be players in no man's land, and it's just all of a sudden you've got an opposition striker or midfielder in the box, nobody around them. He's got all the time in the world to bang in the goal. That needs to be. That needs to, not saying stop, because it's impossible to stop every goal, but we need to tighten up, be a bit more harder to break down, because at the minute it's too easy. That's why I'm going Middlesbrough 3-0, because we've not been defending very well, really, like these last few months, to be quite honest with you. And with Middlesbrough 5 in the main and doing well, that's why I'm saying that. I hope I'm wrong, of course, but
yeah, I like that about your commentary. You see it how you see it. I know it's not always like the way most Sunderland fans wanted to hear it. We don't want to be happy clappers. Because the last time we had lots of happy clapper fans presenting, "Oh, we're the best team," well, we got relegated twice in a row.
If you say that on social media, like, "Oh, I think we'll get beat," you'll get all the happy clappers piping up. "Oh, can you ban this user? He's a Maggie, he's a Newcastle fan in disguise, really." You get all that crap and all. I mean, of course I want Sunderland to win. It's just my head speaking.
Put your realistic cap on. Yeah, put your realistic cap on. You've seen.
Of course I want us to bloody win. I mean, I hope we smash them 4. Of course I do. Nothing more. But just like Alan Shearer when he's on Match of the Day, he's neutral when he's punditry and his commentary, and that's what I'm doing. I'm just putting me sort of neutral head on.
But when he sees us on the match, is he really?
Oh, absolutely. He's Sunderland through and through, man.
Who, Alan Shearer?
Shearer doesn't care about us.
Especially when there's porn noises going on in the background.
Oh, that was funny. Which game was it again?
Wolves.
It was the Wolves FA Cup game, wasn't it?
I know the person who did that.
Well, he posted that on his thing, didn't he? Oh, Jacob?
It was Gary Lineker, wasn't it his phone or something?
No. Some lads taped a phone to one of the back of the chairs and give the phone a ring, and obviously set the ringtone to the porn noise.
It's a lad called Javo. He's got millions of subscribers and stuff.
How did he get it in there? That's the thing.
He just knows people. I mean, his videos on his channel where he planted a fart box machine in like the Crucible Theatre, and when the snooker's going on and stuff, and live on BBC TV, you could hear like a kid loud as when the players are about to take his shot. So he's good at doing stuff like that. I guess he's just who he knows. Or he blags himself into award ceremony nights by putting a suit on. He's just clever. He's just good what he does.
Yeah. Prankster. It's been a while since I've seen anything like that kind of funny on Match of the Day or anything like that brings you back to it. I think the last like proper stuff was the Mackem mover against the Geordie Dancer on Soccer AM. That was the last time I actually.
Kenny has just said, didn't see the game out of the UK. Just got text off my grandson, but he was going mad about the referee.
Oh, honestly, are we talking about the Swansea game again?
Yeah, sorry, yeah, you should come up on the chat, yeah.
Oh, no, that's fair. That's honestly, I think we've all come to the same conclusion. We've got to put the game in the past. The refereeing on that was, I think, corrupt a bit. VAR in this league would be beneficial. Luke O'Nien was an idiot, and we couldn't hold out against a man advantage for the entire game.
Referee we had, he's actually give us wins.
We won under his games, but I said this to you last week. He has been known to dish out yellow cards a lot. He has on average 4 yellow cards per game, and he's given out now 3 red cards in 10 games he's refereed this season. That's a high percentage
this weekend.
So
he refereed the Bristol City game, didn't he? When we played them away, wasn't he the referee of that game?
Referee is Wigan against Wigan as well at home, I think.
All right, because I've heard he refereed that Bristol game that we did.
Yeah.
Back in.
Yeah, and QPR away in the cup.
Oh, when we played him in, is that when we beat him on penalties, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was.
It's been a hot minute since that happened. Feels
back when Lee Johnson was manager.
Yeah.
Or coach.
Hot minute ago. Yeah. So I'm just trying to think now, lads. We were on a good floor, then we revert back to the first point. So, yeah, that brings me on. Sorry, the upcoming game against Middlesbrough, we haven't had any indication of any new players being signed. I know we've got a couple of rumours where there's this West Ham youth. Is it a Leon or Marseille youth that's coming in as well, but they haven't signed the dotted line yet. So we'll not have anybody in place for Sunday. Are you guys getting worried about our transfer window getting smaller and smaller?
I'm not the only one. I mean, look on social media. A lot of people, whether they're being impatient or not, they're just, it's beginning to suss our owners out. It's like, well, what's going on? There's already reports like we've got some young'uns coming through and that, like, and some people are saying, shite with like youngsters coming through. We need some experience. We need something more.
Yeah, but that's our long-term plan, isn't it? Young and up and coming.
Young and up and coming in loans and stuff. That's what it says on social media. A lot of people are like, is Krill Louis Dreyfus made out to be what he actually thought we were when he first took over? Millionaire, millions in the bank. We'll do all right.
Well, it might be a millionaire, billionaire, whatever it may be. I was having a chat with one of my colleagues at work about Stoke. They have money. They're backed by the owners of Bet365. I think they're all like one of their chairs is the richest woman in Britain, but they're not allowed to spend the money because of financial fair play. That's the polar opposite end of us. We're just not spending money at all. Like you said, loanees and wages are not transfer fees. Have we used the Will Griggs situation from 2-3 seasons ago? How many seasons ago was that?
18-19, so
4-5 seasons ago. Wow. Yeah, are we using that Will Griggs situation, that Netflix documentary episode, as a cautionary tale? Have we actually learned from just throwing money at a problem doesn't actually necessarily fix it? Is that what you feel is happening?
Not at the minute, no.
So what do you think's happening then, Jacob?
I just think they're definitely taking the time, but I do think we can get a bit impatient, Sunderland fans, but I can understand why at the same time. But you can't just, do it straight away because you don't want to regret getting a player who's shit, do you? Like straight away, But I do understand on the other half, though, But
it's funny you mentioning about the likes of Will Grigg. I've been binge watching The Sun Until I Die, the Netflix series and stuff, and because obviously hindsight's a wonderful thing. We know now what's happening, and it's just so cringy when we've lost Madge, and then all of a sudden the next cutscene's like, Will Grigg's on fire, and everybody's excited as, we're getting a Will Grigg, and it is cringy because you know how shit he actually was. And I know where you're coming looking on that one, where it's like you want to avoid, signing shit again. That's just like all the hype, and then it's like a wet fish when it actually comes to the club. I can see possibly why they are doing that.
Yeah, you think that we are putting caution to the tail now?
Yeah, well, you can't tell me the owners haven't watched that series, and they'll be taking tips from what's happened in the past. You would have thought, anyway.
Yeah, but if you look at other documentaries outside of Sunderland, if you look at the Chelsea one, the Tottenham one, Pretty much everyone's got one in the Premier League now. If you look at their ones, their philosophy is build up the academy as strongly as possible and buy mega stars in foreign leagues who are looking for the glory and the limelight. We can't offer the glory and the limelight from the other league's perspective unless that's like Belgium League 2 or I don't know, Sweden's Premier League. Like it's the Championship's not that much of a draw. Sunderland's not that much of a draw yet.
Oh, our academy's good for us, feed bigger clubs.
And our academy at the minute is providing some of the best talent in the country, and it's nurturing people like Ahmad. It's Mishu. You've got loads of good young talent being brought into the club, and that is the new recruitment philosophy. I just think patience might be the best thing for us, and it's about keeping the talent that is already shining, keeping Stewart, keeping Ahmad if we can from Man U, buy him outright, because he is. I think he would have a much better career with us, with Sunderland, than anybody else. Our recruitment in this window is non-existent. I'm recognizing that Paul hasn't really said much, so I just want you to weigh in, mate. What are you thinking about our current policies? What are you seeing, or what are you feeling is happening?
To be honest, I'm just pleased over it now time. You know, like with under Donald, we went straight out to get players, but now, since Christian Speakman and Stuart Harvey's came in, Mowbray's probably told them, what players Mowbray wants. But like I said to you, and Tony Mowbray actually gives the update today that in the next few weeks we are expected to announce some exciting young players to come in.
Last part of that sentence is what is worrying me. It's young players again. I know you can win leagues with young players. And you can develop the talent, but I don't want loanees. I want permanent players. People with 2-3 year contracts. Let them shine. Sell them on if they're not performing. We don't want anybody like Rodwell.
French under 2021 winner that we're getting in apparently.
Yeah.
I've heard he is apparently a permanent deal.
That will be good. If we get more permanent deals, I'm on for that. I've just got his name here, Isaac Lahaji.
Yeah, that's him.
Yeah, that is from LOSC. Currently on €13,000 per week. Sunderland is in the best place to sign him under the model implemented by KLD and Speakman. Player visited the facilities on Monday, so he has been to us to check us out.
Plus, I've seen apparently we're front runners to get Charlie Cresswell from Leeds to come in. He's a defender.
Yeah, do you know that got me a little bit sad there? If you asked me about 10 years ago, would you like a Leeds player to come in? I'd be like, why would we want him? He's at Leeds. Now Leeds has
just said 2-1 Sunderland, by the way, prediction.
Oh, cool. That's good. Do you think we're overly reliant on the academies of Premier League clubs?
Yeah, I think we are. I think that's how we got Niall Huggins.
Yeah.
We got Jack Diamond that way, didn't we? Back in the couple of seasons ago. We've got Barr, got Diallo, Roberts.
It's just difficult, isn't it? Because all the big clubs are there with the fishing rods and the hooks, just waiting. Obviously not just for Sunderland, but any of the other smaller clubs. Well, dare I say smaller clubs? But I'm on about the side in the leagues where we are.
Yeah.
And it's just haven't got the chance to sort of progress and proper build a solid foundation because the other teams just come fishing and say thank you.
Thank you very much for that talent. Well, I think case in point in that, mate, is Ross Stewart. Ross Stewart at the minute is being eyed up by everybody and anybody who's having striker issues. So he's proven himself in the Championship. If we didn't have Ross Stewart right now, we would be, without his goals, we'd be pretty much where Coventry are, which doesn't sound that bad. But we need more goals, and we need to be more solid at the back. There's a question. Sorry, with the transfers and these youths coming in, are any of them dedicated strikers? I don't think that Losk plays a striker, and I don't think the West Ham youth that might be coming in is a striker either. They're the only two rumours I've seen.
Well, I've heard that winner that we're supposed to be getting in, the first one you mentioned, I know he's a winner, but I think he can play as a forward as well.
Yes, so he's a winger. Isn't that what Amad Diallo is? Isn't that what Barr is? Both them right wingers. You've got Clark and Roberts on the left. You've got Barr and Diallo on the right. Why would we have three players in the same position if they're not literally like front two? I think unless he's going to be right forward and left forward, unless we're doing that a little bit wider on the edge of the 18, it doesn't really make much sense to me, at least.
Yeah, well, apparently there's rumours that he could be the replacement for Mad. Like if Mad doesn't come back, say like in the summer.
Oh yeah. Wasn't there some rumours about us having potentially any I want to say Everton rejects, but yeah, any of the Everton cohort, because obviously the Sim situation at the start of the window, our striker issues have come off the back of that, right?
Yeah, well, apparently I've heard I think Speakman wants to try and talk to Everton, see if we can get Ellis Sims actually back.
I don't think we can, unless we have to outright purchase him in this transfer window. I don't think he can go out on loan again this season to the same club. You can't recall and then replace. You've terminated the original contract, but that contract is still active if they go back out to it. So even if they offer a new signature, the new one wouldn't supersede the original term because it's still within that original term. So I don't think we can have Sims back unless we purchase him this season. I think the end of the season, the 30th of May, he could come back on loan, but I don't think until that point he can. I haven't read the contracts, but that's just what I thought was the norm. DJ. Hello. Recruitment. What are you thinking, buddy? Where do you think we are lacking?
Starting long term or just this
just this transfer window? What is the goal of the transfer window this season? The rest of the season. There's only, 21 games left? No, 19 games left.
Yeah, and how long's left of the window again? It's about
11 days. 11 days.
Well, in Sunderland's terms, and that's a lot of time, isn't it?
Oh yeah, when we can close the deal in 3 hours, but
it's well, strikers are priority, aren't they? With the rumours with Stewart and because we've lost Sims, and we need more firepower without a shadow of a doubt. I think our midfield's okay. As of rumours that we keep getting youngsters in and stuff, I mean, it's hard to comment because we don't know nothing about any youngsters or who they are. Do we need to beef up the defence a little bit more? I mean, we've still got the likes of 1-9 and Gooch playing out a position that's just been going on and on. We just want to get 11 players out there playing in their preferred positions where they're supposed to be. but
Yeah.
we're just going to go down the old loan route again. Does it do Sunderland any good, or does it just do nothing but Sunderland harm in the long run? If it gets Sunderland promoted, of course it's good in the long run. But how can you build on loans? Because they're basically
gaps.
you're just masking over problems, aren't you? Because they'll be gone again, and you're back to square one.
Yeah, they're a bandage. They're not a permanent solution. We might like them.
Paracetamol for the toothache, innit? Instead of pulling the fucking tooth out. What that problem is, it just seems to be an easy cop out loans for Sunderland. It's been going on for too long.
Well, I don't know about paracetamol, but Ahmed Diallo right now is definitely codeine for us.
Well, I don't know about codeine. I would actually say morphine, to be honest with you.
with some laughing gas involved as well.
Yeah, some bit of laughing gas, yeah.
Yeah. We have done quite well recently with our loanees. I don't think that's an issue. I think our loanees have come into the club, gelled well. Like you said, I think it's over reliance on loanees to stick around for the long term. And Sims is a cautionary tale in that wind. What happens when the parent club's struggling? They're above us in the tier. They're in a different league, whatever, and they want that player back for survival. That's our downfall on loanees. So this lost player being a permanent move is a good indication that that's what we're looking. We're looking to develop players over 3 to 5 year contracts and potentially bring them into the Premier League. I think if we do that approach for the next season or 2 seasons, we'll have players that will be on promotion bonuses, and that will make them want to be up there much more. And let's face it, if we get promotion, we can afford to pay them those bonuses.
Ken's just said on my chat, do you lads think we were playing better football under Alex Neil than what we are at the minute?
It's a hard barometer to measure. I'll let the other lads answer, then I'll.
That's a tough one to answer.
I'm just involving them in the chat and stuff, of course. I mean, you don't have to answer it straight away.
Paul, go on, mate. What do you reckon? Better football under Neil?
That's a tough one to answer because I did like the football under Alex Neil, and I like the football under Tony Mowbray.
I'm gonna be quite staunch about it and just say no. I think Alex Neil's level of football, where he got us through the playoffs, won that long streak of games, that's the kind of performance we would have expected from Sunderland. It was hard, it was sluggard. We had a lot of 0-0s in there, you got to remember. We had a couple of games where we scored in the 93rd minute, 95th minute to get winners. It was scrappy, it was nervy, and it was below the level we expect as Sunderland fans. So ultimately we did win a lot, and we didn't lose as many games as we had in the last couple of seasons, but it's against the opposition that we had players that could have massively done much better against. So I think Tony Mowbray's football now is quite testament to how much better we are under Tony Mowbray than we are at Alex Neil, because you just got to look at Alex Neil at Stoke versus Alex Neil at Sunderland. In the Championship, if you just narrow it to just the Championship, just this season, Tony Mowbray is better than Alex Neil. Statistically, it's a fact. It's a fact. So yeah, that's my thoughts. Tony Mowbray better than Alex Neil, but the football that we were watching in League One was finally decent. So hopefully that answers the question.
I have to agree with that. To be honest, I think we'll find out more when Alex Neil comes up to the Cinema fight as well, actually.
We're probably going to smash Stoke at Stadium, wouldn't surprise me.
It wouldn't surprise me either, and mainly due to, I don't know if you know much about what's happened at the back, in the like what Stoke's issues are at the moment, but they have a bit of a loanee crisis. They've got a lot of loanees, like we were potentially threatening with this transfer window, but they can't make more loanees because they've still got too many players in their roster that are in the starting 11 that are loanees. I think the maximum you can have is 5 in the starting 11. So if you can't have 6 loanees in your in your starting 11, and they were heavily reliant on those 5 players playing week in, week out. So they've had to get rid of some Liam Delap, and I think there's another player that were loanees to get other loanees in. It's kind of a strange situation because they can't spend money.
Wasn't a lap on the coaching side because Alex Hill wants Mike Dodds from us now.
Is it Rory Delap, the dad? He's gone. He's gone. He's left Stoke.
Yeah, and Alex Hill wants Mike Dodds from us.
To be fair, Mike Dodds let him go. I'm really not that worried.
Right, a second, I have to put my daughter upstairs. Hold on.
No worries, buddy. Catching a few. 4 minutes later, Burnley minutes 58 or 59. Faisal, welcome back. Yeah, it's an interesting one to think about with transfers and who we need and where we need them. Sorry, I just bowed my head. If the rest of this transfer window we don't actually bring anybody in, how concerned are you?
I'll be fairly concerned because I would like to see some new players, but I mean we've still got some good players already. So, but I would like to see some new faces come into the club. So I will be fairly concerned if we don't have any players in.
I'd be more concerned just for our striker situation. But Paul, what do you think, mate?
Well, to be honest, I would be worried if we didn't bring any players in. The thing is, I was talking to Acacia earlier on today, and I said to Acacia, I don't know why we give Christian Speakman the sporting director role.
Okay.
Because apparently Speakman actually wasn't sporting director at Birmingham.
No, he weren't. No.
This is the first time he's actually been given this role.
What was he at Birmingham? What did he do at Birmingham?
He was head of recruitment.
All right.
So he was responsible for all of the back office staff, not players. Back office staff.
Would you think we could do that with him at Sunderland and make Dreyfus the full owner? Would you be happy with Dreyfus as like the full? The
ownership situation, I think, will change as soon as we hit playoffs or relegation fodder again. If
you mind having Dreyfus as a full owner, would you like?
I wouldn't mind it. I think we need to move away from consortiums and groups and stuff like that, and just have one outright owner. Exiled. Sorry, I've just got Exiled and Josh pop into the chat. Exiled, ping me a DM. We'll set up a time. Not a problem. Let's do that. And Josh asks, what's the news on the transfer, mate? Any insight? So we have had, just to sum up so far, we've got 2 players, 2 youth players, one from West Ham and one from Losk, who are on the cards. They've checked out our academy, just got to sign contracts, apparently. So we're looking like we're getting a CDM and a right winger. Is that right, Paul? Is that right, Jacob?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, actually, the lad from West Ham played tonight, actually, for the Premier League 2 for West Ham, and I actually watched it. He actually scored tonight.
Oh, okay. So he's more of an attacking midfielder then, or was that just a good moment in the game that he pushed forward?
I would say that was just a good moment in the game, to be honest.
So good. So at least we know that you can put the ball in the back of the net. That's a good thing. Confidence is, So Ekwa is playing for West Ham tonight, under 21s. And yeah, like you said, just scored. So that's a good sign that the players we're getting in are confident. They're looking to develop themselves and they're looking to break through in the game. Sunderland is a perfect club for a lot of players at that age level to do that now, because we've got that philosophy, we're implementing it, and it's got to take time. And I think that's the thing. I think most Sunderland fans are a little bit worried about. Things that take too long feel like they're never going to happen.
Yeah.
I mean, I just ignore all the links on social media. Heavens above, there's about 6 or 7 players we're linked with every single day. Until they're holding the scarf up at the academy, like wherever it is.
Yeah.
I don't want to know. Honestly, I'm not interested.
I'm kind of interested because it puts us in. This is the caliber of player that's looking into us. But like you said, unless it's on the Sunderland feed itself, it's like
I totally get where you're coming from. I'm not saying about not being interested. I mean, of course, I'm interested of who the caliber of player like, but I'm on about like when these posts saying, "Oh, we've signed this player, we've signed that player," and it's nothing's official on the club website about like that. That's what I mean.
Yeah, no. I saw one earlier on saying we've signed somebody and nothing.
Well, we haven't.
Yeah, no, we haven't.
Until he's holding the cloth. That's what I mean. Exactly. Bloody stupid.
I seen a tweet like that earlier. The Sunderland fan put out, "Oh, there's going to be scarf pictures before the Middlesbrough game." I put back, wait until Sunday and find out.
It might be that we have actually signed people, but like you said, the scarf pictures. I don't know why the scarf pictures are the new norm, or the shirt in front of the academy, but I don't know.
Come on in the second half.
Or isn't there a lead time? Like you can't make a signing and play them within a certain period, or kind of like you can make a signing and they can play a match 20 minutes later. Is that? I don't know the time restrictions
what I
on
meant
that.
by that is when like Bar and Mishu and Ahmad signed.
Yeah.
Sunderland actually unveiled them on the pitch at second half.
Oh yeah, that was weird. The four of them.
Yeah, they came out second at half time.
That was really bizarre.
Yeah. The fans were taking the mix here, like it's a new band D17 and things like that, and new kids on the block and stuff. All the posts were coming out. I remember that. Yeah.
Vaisal, is that a prediction you're seeing for the Sheffield Burnley game? Because it's currently still showing here as 1-0. You're saying Sheffield 2, Burnley 0. Oh, Sheffield 2-0 and Burnley 1-1. I think they're predictions. 'Cause that could be frozen.
I haven't done any predictions for a while. I didn't get my finger out.
I've kind of gone off predictions. I've changed my format for my main videos to this is what's happened, essentially, like the previous roundup. And it was a very conscious decision to do that because evergreen content, like after this game, my predictions will either sound absolutely stupid or a bit pointless. But if I do a wrap up of the previous game, you can say, "Oh, what happened in October last year?" You've got that. This is what happened.
It's a very good night for Sheffield United so far, closing the gap only to just 2 points.
2 points. Yeah, the top two in this league, I think, are running away with it. If you look at the gap between West Brom and Burnley right now, even though West Brom have beaten Burnley, it's still 15 points. That's 5 wins and 5 losses. I don't think there's going to be a streak of 5 losses in the 19 games left for Burnley. They've lost 3 all season. If
Burnley
they lose
won't
tonight,
lose this game tonight. They will not lose tonight.
I don't think they've got 5 losses in them either, though.
I think Watford will be the third team to go up. So I think it'd be Burnley, Sheffield, and Watford. I'm not writing the others off. I just think Watford will. Yeah. I thought it were going to be Blackburn at first, but you mentioned, Danf, that I don't think they'd survive in the Premier League with that win-loss thing that they're doing in the Championship.
It's frightening their record. Like, let's say the last 20 games, it's literally just green across the board for W for wins. It's frighteningly how good they've been.
We want to stop Middlesbrough getting 5 Ws in a row as well. So somehow, yeah. Just I wouldn't mind a D in the middle of that. I love a D.
Well,
lose their FA Cup game 5-1.
Yeah, FA Cup's a bit of a strange one. Yeah, we know how strange the FA Cup is. Look at the Shrewsbury game. Look at the Sheffield Wednesday game. The FA Cup provides upsets left, right, and centre.
Doesn't happen to us next week.
How many games are we playing between now and next Sunday? So obviously you've got the Middlesbrough game this Sunday, but the Sunday after, have we got an FA Cup tie there now? Because I think it was Rotherham, wasn't it, in the cup? In the league, sorry. Then they've moved it.
Yeah, Rotherham's game's been moved.
Yeah, because it's Fulham now. Fulham on Saturday the 28th. So we've got the league game, then we've got a 2-week break again before we pick up back on the league against Millwall. So a win win against Middlesbrough is going to pretty much determine our next fortnight in this league. How positive we're going to feel.
Well, Exile Mackem says, given Middlesbrough's left side, could we start Gooch right midfield in front of Hume?
I don't think Hume's starting for us. I don't think Try Hume doesn't have the same, I don't know, how do you put it? Gravitas, trust, whatever. In the gaffer doesn't have that same level of trust as we did in the previous Hume. Denver was a lot more favoured by the head coach. Try, I think, still trying to break through. So we'll see. Top six.
It's all up to Tony Mowbray, isn't it?
Yeah, and like you said earlier on, trust the decisions, trust the process. The only problem is blindly trusting in stuff like that leads to results like the Swansea game. Trusting Luke O'Nien to keep his head in that moment.
Mowbray's not happy with that because apparently Mowbray said we actually had a game plan before actually O'Nien actually got sent off.
Well, I hope he has a game plan for every kind of scenario, but that's just such a strange comment from Mowbray.
It'll be interesting for the game on Sunday, though, because I know Mowbray's from Middlesbrough, but Michael Carrick, he's actually from Wallsend.
Oh, okay.
He's from Wallsend.
DJ, what are you thinking, buddy? What's your take? Oh, a horse! Nice. Come on, what are you thinking?
Again there? I was just.
Have you just switched off? Have you just switched off emotionally? We're just talking about how some players are not breaking through to the squad, and we've got to trust Mowbray. We've got to trust him making the right decisions on games.
Unfortunately, that's all we can do, really, innit? He's the gaffer, isn't he? And you can't say he's not experienced. He hasn't been around the bush, So you would like to think he knows what he's doing. He knows his best 11, and the reasons why that certain players getting left out.
Do you think something like communicating what he wants to achieve better before the game? Because obviously we have conferences before every single match we play, right? Do you think those conferences have turned into a bit of a joke rather than an actual... Sunderland fans want information. That's essentially what we want going into the game. We trust that they're picking out the best 11 for the match. We hope that they've got the tactics of whoever will come up against there. Yeah, from the gaffer, from the head coach. Do you think the information that they give out before the game is enough to put our mind at ease?
I think because he's the coach and not a manager. I think he's a bit scripted what to say from the board upstairs. I think he's sort of limited what he can say. I wouldn't be surprised, to be honest with you. But I mean, you listen to Tony Mowbray's pre-matches and stuff on Radio Newcastle before games. They're very, very much the same as.
Yep.
Well, all he seems to say is, we're feeling confident today. The lads will get together and. They'll battle hard for the ball. It's like, yeah, we know what we want to do. That's what he always seems to say every week.
Yeah, and also as a kid, he did something. As a kid, I did this. He always gives us a childhood story for some reason.
Well, yeah, the last one he was talking about how he used to always go down to Deepdale to watch Preston play when he was little. But he insulted the fans because he didn't know who the manager was when he was asked.
Is that right, Jacob?
I don't fucking know. Where's that band? Get him off this thing. He's doing my pissing head in now. For that fucking joke.
But yeah, what are you thinking, Paul? It is right. It is right.
Yeah, it is right.
I don't know what childhood story he said, actually, if anyone remembers.
Well, he was talking about Mentors and polos. Then he was talking about
Cakes and all that.
his cakes, and then he was talking about how he came through his youth team and rose through the ranks, and how he changed in from a player to a manager. And he always seems to talk about like decades in the past rather than what's here and now and what he wants to do with the club. He never really gives us what he wants from the club or what he needs to be successful against every team. Just says the lads will try. That's about it. That's all. Like you said, DJ, it literally just says the lads will put in an effort. Like that's the bare minimum, surely.
Them two press conferences with Jaffa Cakes and Mentors were pretty funny, to be honest. It would just
They're funny, but they don't help us. If we're losing games or we're dropping points, it don't help us as fans to go, oh, he actually knows what he's doing. They just make him look like a joke.
I started laughing today though because the manager took in, I think it was Nick Barnes. I think they actually give him some jammy dodgers.
Yeah,
and Tony Mowbray said, "Sorry lads, I don't want any more. The kids have told you stop making us embarrassed on the radio and stuff."
But didn't he have grapes one week as well?
Yeah,
he had a box of grapes.
Like that's what the conferences are about now. What's he eating? That's it.
Good job. I don't have any press conferences talking about me pickled pig's feet, isn't it?
Oh man, I don't know how you eat that. Genuinely wouldn't feed it to my dogs. It's so a what?
Don't he eat pig's trotters as well, DJ, something like that?
That's the same as
I
pickled
have
pig's
them
feet.
on a Saturday night sometimes, yeah.
What do you have on your pizza, DJ? I bet you have pineapple, don't you?
Liver and onion and pineapple sometimes, yeah.
Are you even human, DJ? Jesus Christ.
Hey, don't knock it till you try it and then come back to me, please.
I'm all right. You enjoy it. If you enjoy it, you enjoy it. But not for me. Thank you very much.
Pepperoni's the best, DJ. Pepperoni pizza.
I thought that was banned anyway.
Right, no. All right. I want to ask one last light-hearted question. What is the last thing you eat, or the first thing you eat before a game?
I don't know. Maybe.
Do you have a ritual? Do you go to a burger joint? Do you go on?
Like when I'm actually at a game, I just usually get chips or something like that, like just some chips.
Chips, bog standard.
Yeah.
DJ.
You mean when you actually go into a match itself?
Yeah, do you have a pre-match food ritual that you go for?
Oh, it's got to be one of them mobile van unit things, isn't it? It's got to be the burgers with the fried onions and that cheapest tomato ketchup that they use in the squirty bottles. That's got a few pubic hairs wrapped around the top of the nozzle.
Yeah.
Oh, fuck off.
That's what they are.
No, it's that's not a bad show. Paul?
Mm-hmm.
I always get a cheeseburger
From one of them joints.
on the burger vans.
Yeah.
Inside the ground.
That's where my chips are from as well, like them vans as well. So
Yeah.
Inside the ground is all cashless now, so
I don't know how much chips cost though. Usually at a football game from them vans, is it like how much is it generally?
It's like £3, to be honest. It's not cheap, but you're at the game, they're convenient, they're hot, and they're right there. So yeah. For me, it's usually a Greg's. It's a steak slice or something, and a bovril and a pie when I'm in the stadium. You gotta have a pie.
And you're copying Steve Bruce there with Greg's, aren't you? I think you're copying Steve Bruce.
No, I know. I'm not. I'm definitely not copying. I might be like getting towards the Steve Bruce physique, but no.
He's like, he looks like a cabbage head, doesn't he? His cabbage face or something like that. Steve Bruce.
It does look like a cabbage patch doll if like they did Elderly Gentleman. All right. And on that note, I think I'm going to wrap
the
up.
media would give him for his press conferences.
Or they just give him a brat stall or a Barbie every week. Let's play with it. You can play with that. Show us your tactics. Maybe I don't think he had tactics at West Brom. They got rid of him for a reason. Right, I think we've gone over an hour, so I'll wrap it up there. Thank you very much, lads, once again for another fantastic football show. Well, lads, on to the. Before we actually fully wrap up, do you want to do quick shout outs of what you're doing next online? I'll start with Paul, go to DJ, and then Jacob, and then, yeah, we'll wrap up fully. So, Paul, what's next for you online?
On Sunday after the game, I'm doing fans' reactions outside of the Bob Stokoe statue.
Yep.
And then Tuesday, of course, you're coming on, Hans, and we've got Sky Sports' Chris Cooper
coming on to RWA Productions. Yep. Perfect. DJ, what are you up to next as well? Burnley have levelled against West Brom, by the way, in between me and you talking there. I'm presuming DJ, because he's gone silent, is dealing with one of his children.
I'm here. Yeah, well, apart from we're doing our stream for the Middlesbrough game, I'll just be putting like the odd video up of just the classic games from Sunderland, some funny stuff and whatnot. I used to do like the reviews of matches and stuff, but we'll see it all on the show, don't we?
Yeah, we pretty much do. Cool. So see you on Sunday, DJ, for the match watch along. Jacob.
I think I'll just be sharing like on social media the game, like the result, and then before the game or whatever. But I think also what DJ will be doing, I think he missed some out. I think he'll be wanting to know who the Preston manager is, so I think he'll be researching it on Google.
Do you know, I'm getting tired now, and it's not because I'm like need to go to bed. It's just of this joke.
Well, you got to tell him. Man.
It's none of you. We've already established it's none of you. But yeah,
it's not none of you. It's Jacob that's doing it. It's not good saying it's none of you doing it. It's Jacob.
No, it's none of your business, mate.
DJ,
right. Was Alex Neil the manager?
Oh, he could be next week if they offer him more money. So what am I doing this week? I've got the watch along for the Middlesbrough game. We've got RWA. I might be jumping on Exiled Mackem's podcast as well. Then this show this time next week, and obviously this will also be on any podcasting service. So, catch you on the next one, and subscribe if you haven't already to all of our channels. Thank you very much.
Bye.